Hi guys, welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I am Adam, we are live. This is MUFC Transfer Talk. Apologies about the delays if you were watching live. We had a few technical difficulties, but we are back now and we are live. Hoping you guys are getting me loud and clear. I'm not sure what was going on a little bit earlier, but it looks like it's sorted now, thankfully. How's everyone doing? Are you good? Have you heard the news? Obviously, you've already heard the news. While I was away, BBC have reported that Fred is close to completing his move to Manchester United. Now we know Fred is in the country playing for Brazil. He just beat Croatia 2-0. Well, I say he came on as a second half substitute. They beat Croatia 2-0 thanks to goals. A fantastic Neymar goal. Robert Firmino in the last couple of minutes as well. 2-0 they won. And with Fred in the area, with Fred in Manchester, it is believed that he will become a Manchester United player and he will be taking his medical right about now. That is being reported by BBC, Simon Stone, and everybody else is now jumping onto that whole shebang. So what they're saying is Manchester United medical for Fred very, very soon. We've already heard from DiMarzio and the like that the fee is believed to be around 50 million euros, which is around 42 million pounds, but you could expect it to get bumped up a little bit more or whatever. But around 40 to 50 million euros for this chap. And the guy coming in, we need a midfielder. We need midfielders. We know we need midfielders. Now, Fred, I've not seen too much of him myself, but from what I've seen, he's the kind of midfielder we need to go in between Matic and in between Pogba, to be that foil in between there as well. Jose bringing him in to replace Carrick. Fellaini's likely to be leaving. We're going to have to bring in another number in the midfield. So that's obvious as well. But starting off the window with Fred coming in is fantastic to see. Nice early signing into the window as well. Before I get further into this video, guys, keep your comments coming in, keep your likes coming in, keep your shares coming in. Obviously, because of the technical difficulties that we did have at the start, I'm going to be, people are tuned out and all that stuff now. So let people know that we're back live and the technical difficulties are over. As well, while I've got your attention, download that OneFootball app. The OneFootball app, the link is in the description below. The app is absolutely free. It's free and it's great as well. It's got all your football stats, your football scores, your football news, transfer rumours, all that stuff as well. Lots of World Cup stuff on there too. Make sure you're checking that out and downloading the app. The link is in the description below, free for your Androids and your Apples. But let's get stuck into Fred the Red, close to doing his medical. Some of you guys are calling it a Fredical. That's what you're calling it. Now, Andrew Richardson says, is this official? Is his medical official? Now, at the moment, it's not official coming out of the club. But coming from BBC, you'd like to think that, they're fairly reliable, the BBC. They're not going to just say something for the sake of it if it's not true. So, Manchester United expected to sign Fred this week. Shakhtar, the next midfielder, Fred, is expected to finalise his move to Manchester United early this week. He's set for an Old Trafford medical, is what the BBC are saying, which is as good as official, really, isn't it? Because the BBC are very, very reliable. We definitely need a couple of midfielders and not paying crazy money, says John Davis in the comments. Balvin Minto says Fred the Red. Fosu Mentor is world class, says Juju Salah. Amazing signing, says Awais. Adam, who would be your ideal summer signing, says Jamie Hawkins. My ideal summer signing. So let's say we do get Fred in. I really want Alderweireld. That's who I want. Let's say we get Fred, we'll get the lot. And I want to get Alderweireld. That's who I want. If we can get Fred, the lot and Alderweireld signed up before the World Cup. Now, I'm not saying I thought we should sign the lot. I'm just saying that because it seems likely that it's going to happen. Now, if we get Fred, we get the lot, we get Alderweireld before the World Cup starts, with in a very good, strong position going into the summer and the rest of the summer, because you don't want to be, if we've made one signing before the World Cup, it's a little bit worrying, because you do want to get a lot of business done before then, because during the World Cup, after the World Cup, it's going to be, as soon as the World Cup finishes, it's the 31st of July. We've got about 2 weeks then to get our business wrapped up, because we've got to deal with the new regulations, which are before the season starts, our business has to be done. Rimzinho says, yes, Toby is the next one. Need a left back majorly, says Acidic Gaming. Obviously, we hear the links with Manchester United and Alexandro as well. Just tuned in, Adam. What have I missed, says Ron Lado. Obviously, you missed the technical difficulties that we had. I mean, this video is about, this video is pretty long at the minute. It's about 15 minutes long, but only 6 minutes of it is me talking because there was a lot of it messed up by technical difficulties. So I do apologise for that. But apart from that, the BBC are reporting that Fred is going to take a Manchester United medical, and it could be wrapped up as early as this week. So that's great news to hear from Manchester United. If we can then get Alderweireld done before the World Cup, get the lot. Alexandro, if we are linked with him, he's not going to the World Cup, so we could go for Alexandro during the World Cup and still be able to make that signing, get a medical done, etc., because he's not going to the World Cup. I can't read the name, sorry, it seems to be in Russian. Sandro, Alderweireld, Fred and Milinkovic is the signings that they want though. Do we need another high quality midfielder? Asks Haider. I do think with Fellaini going out, so we've got Carrick going out, Fellaini going out. Let's say we do get Fred and that gets completed. We got Fred, Pogba, we've got Matic, we've got McTominay. Anyone I'm missing? Who am I missing out from there? Not a lot, you know what I mean? Fosu Mensah potentially if he comes back. Andreas Pereira potentially if he comes back. But midfielder wise, we haven't got a lot. Now someone's asking about the Verratti links. Now I haven't read too much about these Verratti links. Let me have a look. I wouldn't get too excited about the Verratti links yet. I haven't heard them from anybody reliable. Unless you guys have got something from someone reliable, then send it in the comments below. But I haven't read anything. Like I said before, we got rudely interrupted by those technical difficulties. Like I said I've been chilling today. I wasn't expecting to do a Man United transfer talk video today. Like you can see, my layouts are all different. It's looking pretty clear though, to be fair, which I'm kind of buzzing about. It's looking good. United pulled this news out the bag through BBC, and I'm like, shit, I have to make an MUFC transfer talk video. I've made this dedication to use to be active this summer, so I have to get on it. Obviously, we're still giving Herrera as well. How can I forget about Ander Herrera? My mate Herrera. How can I forget him? So we got Herrera, Matic, Pogba, Fred, McTominay. We need one more, especially if we're going to be playing a midfield three as well. I would love to count Daley Blinder's one, but it doesn't look like he's going to stay. Although Dylan says he's confirmed he's staying in an interview. I've not seen that one. Could you put a link to it if you do have it? How could I miss him? Theo, how are you doing, mate? Thank you for commenting. Sports Witness, Suyash Singh, talking about Sports Witness now. They could be reporting on fake news and real news because Sports Witness do a great job of telling people what's going on. Manny Plays, how are you doing, mate? Great to see you back in the comments. Milinkovic Savic is someone that lots of people want as well. But just to recap and give you guys the news, make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're sharing this video. Make sure you're downloading the OneFootball app. And make sure you're keeping it locked to AdamMcKola TV. But the news is coming from BBC Simon Stones that Manchester United getting a medical in for Fred. And the move could be very, very close to being completed. Get a few of your questions in as well if you like, guys. Let me know what you're thinking today about this news. Are you happy with the signing of Fred? Do you know more about Fred? Now, I know Fred is defensively astute. He can bring the ball forward. His passing ability is pretty good. But I haven't seen more than 10 games of him. Obviously, we're going to hope to get to see more of him in the World Cup. It's good that we've got this business wrapped up before the World Cup as well, because if he goes and has a storming World Cup, the price doubles, the price triples. You know how stupid the market is these days. So it's great to get it done for the World Cup for that reason as well. But I haven't seen an awful lot of him. All I know is from what I've heard and the bits that I've seen, he is the kind of midfielder we need to sew up that little bit between Matic and Pogba. What I like as well is he could be an alternative to Matic at times. Surprising that he's not one of those big bulky midfielders that you'd expect Jose Mourinho to sign. But he is looking like a decent signing. And in this market, that kind of fee, 40 to 50 million euros, although it is a lot of money, it's not stupid money, do you know what I mean? It's like the old 30 million really, isn't it? Jamie Hawkins says, Adam, do you think Fosu Mensah can step up this season and secure a midfield spot? I would just love to see him secure a spot in the team, whether it's at right back or in midfield. I got big hopes for Timothy Fosu Mensah. I think he's an absolute talent. He's the kind of player that Jose Mourinho would love as well. He's great with the ball at his feet. He's strong, he's quick, good in the air. He can pass the ball, play down the right, play down the centre. I think he's a quality player and we should utilise that. Obviously, us signing this chap, potentially Diego Dalot, says like, is he now going to go ahead of Timmy Fosu-Mensah in that pecking order if Fosu comes back? But you hear things from Fosu-Mensah that he wants to do well at Manchester United, he wants to succeed at Manchester United, he wants to be here. And that's what you want to hear as well, because Jose Mourinho has got one of those things where he wants people to run through walls for him. He wants people to show that they really want to be there. So Fosu looks like the kind of player that could do that for him. Got high hopes for him. I hope he stays around the squad, particularly the pre-season, early season as well, and gets a few minutes under his belt, because it'd be good to see what Fosu-Mensah could do for us. He plays like a better Kante, says Orin Keeley. Thoughts on Kieran Tierney, says Faizan Khalid. It's hard to judge somebody that's made their name in SPL. Could be amazing. Van Dijk played in the SPL and look how good he was in the Premier League. But I mean, like, it's difficult to judge. Obviously, he looks like a talent, but he could come to England and flop. So you never know. Over 500 people watching now. Can we get to at least 250 likes then? And can you guys hit that subscribe button as well? We're 466 away from 52k, which is great stuff. We not long hit that 50,000 mark. So thank you very much. Trying to hit 100k by the end of the year. Social Blade Future Predictions is telling me it'll take me a year and a half or something stupid to do that. I disagree with them. So let's prove them wrong. And by the end of this year, I get to 100k. So make sure you're hitting that subscribe button if you haven't already. Download the One Football app. We're talking Fred's Medical, or Fredical, like some of you guys have said. Fred the Red is about to come down. It's obvious what all the hashtags and all that stuff are going to be from Manchester United, isn't it? It's going to be all that stuff, Fred the Red stuff. But it's looking like it's very, very close. Cy Stone is saying that Manchester United have a medical lined up for the Shakhtar Donetsk Brazilian midfielder. The medical could see him join the club as early part of this week. So in the next 2 to 3 days, the BBC are basically saying very close to that happening right now, guys. Let me know what you lot are thinking in the comments below as well. I'm AdamMcKola. This is MUFC Transfer Talk. In case you don't know, we've got regular live transfer content for you. When rumours are coming out, we're trying to break those rumours if they're untrue. We're trying to share the news for you guys if the rumours may be true. We're letting you guys know what's going down this summer, not only here on youtube.com/AdamMcKola, but also over on Full Time Devils as well. So make sure you keep in it locked. Got any questions for me as well? Ali Zak is talking about Arnautovic. I don't fancy him personally. I think it could be something to maybe, be a little diversion tactic. Maybe we're not really after him and we're looking to wrap up somebody else. You never know. Nice cheap name for the back of the shirt for a change, says Daniel. Yeah, you can get that for about $2.50 in it. Pogba got booed by the France supporters, says Amrit. Fuck the France supporters. I don't care about France. From as soon as France dropped Anthony Martial, I want him to get knocked out of the group stages. It's as simple as that. Do you know Sky Sports have reported it as well? Sky Sports are always late to the show, aren't they? They'll jump on something from Fred or Simon Stone, but they are too reporting that Fred is to undergo a Manchester United medical on Monday, which is tomorrow. Fred will undergo a medical on Monday ahead of completing a move to Manchester United, according to Sky sources. He's set to become Manchester United's first signing of the summer. Sky News reported in May that United were in advanced talks to sign Fred, who had previously attracted interest from Manchester City. He didn't sign for Manchester City in January because Shakhtar Donetsk progressed in the Champions League. Had they not, he may have signed for Manchester City in January. He is signing for Manchester United now. He's very close to doing that. He was seen as a potential replacement for Fernandinho at Manchester City, and now he's being lined up as a potential replacement for Michael Carrick with a medical due on Monday. Sky Sports are reporting now. The BBC did break the news first through the reliable Simon Stone, and it's being reported everywhere now that Fred is close to becoming a Red, and Fred is having a Manchester United medical. Close to a €50 million move, is it? They wanted €60 million. What's €50 million in English money? 43.6 million, well, 43.7 million pounds, which isn't too bad, is it? It's not too bad in this kind of market. We paid a similar fee for Nemanja Matic, who was 30 years old. So Fellaini is set to leave to AC Milan, says Amrit. There was rumours that move may fall through because obviously Marouane Fellaini's wage demands were something that was delaying it, but now it looks like it could be happening. Can't see Savic signing now, says Alex McGarry. I couldn't really see Savic signing myself personally. I know there was rumours that we were interested and we were looking at him. I can't see us signing Milinkovic-Savic, to be totally honest with you. Giggsy Future Gaffer says, Juju, Fred is fucking red, lad, says Manny Plays. We need to keep Marshall, says SDP Plays. We do need to keep Marshall. What do you think of Alexandro, says Don Master? I think Alexandro is a decent player. It could be part of a Brazilian revolution as well, couldn't it? With Fred, Andreas Pereira potentially coming back. And then, of course, Alexandro. We'd have 3 Brazilians if that did happen. Obviously, the Alexandro one looks like it's a far shot yet. Although Duncan Castles is reporting that we're still hoping to make it happen before the World Cup. He's usually a regular Jose Mourinho mouthpiece. And if we bring in a left back, I'd imagine it would be Alexandro. How much money will it cost us? It probably cost us a lot of money. There was talk. Juventus were trying to tie him down to a new long-term deal recently. And that is obviously either being used as A, to crank up the transfer fee, or B, because he might stay at Juventus. So I would imagine it's the prior one if United are interested. But don't be surprised if he does sign a new contract at Juventus. But I reckon Jose's in for him. He seems like the kind of player Jose Mourinho would want as well. We're close to the 250 mark in terms of likes, so make sure you're hitting that like button. And thank you to the recent new subscribers as well. Fred having a Manchester United medical. He could be the first Manchester United signing this summer, which would fulfill one of those central midfield positions. We probably need another one as well, with Marouane Fellaini set for an exit on a free transfer. That leaves us with the fullback positions. Diogo Dalot has been linked and apparently very, very close to a Manchester United move with a €20 million release clause, £17.5 million, 19-year-old Porto fullback, done well at under 17, under 19 level for Portugal, made 8 first team appearances, seemingly close to a move to Manchester United. So if we get Fred, Diogo Dalot, then you're looking at, we've got a midfielder and a left back signed up. Well, sorry, a right back. He can play left back too. And then you're looking at, if we get Alexandro, that's a third. Good business. We need a second midfielder with Fellaini going out. We need a centre half. So that's 2 more signings. I think this Fred signing could really see a domino effect in terms of us getting our business done. And if we get those first 2 to 3 done, it'd leave us strong going into the rest of the window. Because I only think we need 5 signings and then replacing any unexpected outgoings. What do you guys think? How many signings do we need? Or do you expect? Tigers says, is Fred 100% coming to Manchester United? The BBC and Sky Sports News are reporting that Manchester United are having a medical for Fred on Monday. He's in England already with the Brazilian international team because they've obviously been playing Croatia in their warm-up games for the World Cup, and he's having a medical there right on Monday. And the move could be completed very soon. You never know, it could be done tomorrow. United might try and beat the news reporters and go a little bit earlier and say, you know, oh, Fred's done on Monday night, and ruin the newspapers for them. They love doing things like that, so that couldn't surprise me as well. We have now hit over 250 plus likes. Thank you for letting us know that, Sarnal. Alderweireld, says Johnny Concept TV. I would love Toby Alderweireld at Manchester United. Now the rumours are that he was close to signing a contract again at Tottenham, and then reneged on a deal, and now it looks like he's definitely going to go. His odds-on favourite to sign for Manchester United, at least he was a day ago, but the odds don't really mean anything. But I would really, really love Toby Alderweireld at Manchester United. Problem is, he's on international duty now, so if we want to get it done, we've got to act quickly. We've really got to act quickly and get business done ASAP, because he's going to the World Cup. Do you know what I mean? If he has a storming World Cup, that leaves Daniel Levy in a position to add another 20 million onto him. And we already know what Daniel Levy's probably hoping we don't get a deal done for Alderweireld. It drags into the World Cup. And then, you know what I mean? So it's an interesting one. But yes, I would love Toby Alderweireld. I would love it if this was our business. Diogo Dalot, I wouldn't have picked him before the start of the summer, but it looks likely. Fred, again, I wouldn't have picked him before the start of the summer. It looks likely. If those two come in, Alderweireld looks possible, I would have picked that one. So that's a centre-back, a right-back, and a central midfield. Alexandro could be the left-back, so that's 4. And then another central midfielder. Possibly Pereira, Fosu, could they fill that position? Do you think we should bring someone in that's more reliable? But a 5th signing could be needed, and it could be a central midfielder. But there's also talk about that 5th signing being a right winger as well. So it's all very interesting. That's why I'm not surprised here. Jose actually wanted to keep Fellaini. Because if he keeps Fellaini, he doesn't have to fill that position in the squad. He doesn't have to spend an extra transfer fee. He can focus elsewhere, and he's got a player that he knows is going to be a squad player for him. So that's why I'm not surprised with Jose Mourinho's handling of the take with them. Dean is in the comments after his trip. Dean is back as well. We'll be recording a podcast tomorrow because I'm going on holiday soon. So we need to get that in the bag. Do I use beard oil? I don't use beard oil. Should I? That's what Dean was laughing at. Dean's just mad because my beard's better than his. It's cool though, Dean. It's alright now. You'll get over it. Would love to see Pereira get a chance as Alex McGarry. Me too, mate. I think Andreas Pereira is a talent. Disappointed that he didn't stay at United last season. But maybe Pereira. I thought about this today. Maybe Andreas Pereira, thought to himself, like, yo, Michael Carrick's retiring next season. I'm not going to get any game time. Let me go now. I'll play football. Carrick's gone. I'll come back, play a position in the squad. Maybe he's backed himself to go and play a full season of football before coming back. Maybe, just maybe. Daniel says Dean is a cool motherfucker. He is. I'll let you into a secret as well. My mum calls him Dave. It's like Trigger. It's a joke. Jones out, says Danny Howe and Ahmed. I don't think Jones is the biggest problem in our squad, to be totally honest with you. I would get rid of Smalling before Jones. I'd love to keep Blind, but I don't think that's going to happen. Jake says Pereira would have played with all the rotation this season. That's a fair point because McTominay got minutes. And he would have definitely been ahead of the pecking order of McTominay. Would Fred make us more attacking, says RJG. What I think he would do was quicken up that transition from Matic to Pogba or from defence to attack. One thing with Fellaini, he often leaves a big gap between those two. We haven't really had a foot. I like Herrera, and I think towards the tail end of the season when we used Matic, Herrera and Pogba, I really enjoyed what I saw there from the team. But we haven't done that enough. So I think Fred could be another one of those that can bridge that gap, take the ball, bring the ball up 20 yards, release the ball as well. He's got the passing ability. He's also got the odd eye for a goal as well. But we've got another 10 subscribers. So thank you very much for subscribing, guys. We're now on 51549. Thank you very much. Are you worried about Rashford's playing time, and do you think he can make that next step up this season? Jamie says, I think with Martial and with Rashford, if you play them, they will develop, they will get better, and they will become the players we want them to see. If they don't get played, they won't do that. And that's why I wouldn't be surprised if after this season they're not getting enough game time. They do both look elsewhere. I think they'll both be here next season. I think they'll both be a big part of the squad. And because of that, I think they'll take their chances. I've still got high hopes for both of those players. Although my heart and my mind says different things about Mourinho sometimes, I have got high hopes for both of those players. And I think Manchester United is the right place for those players to be as well. We're on 666 watching right now. 666. Sound like Pusha right now. You hear that? Pusha definitely won, by the way. What the fuck's Drake doing in blackface? Me and Dean are going to talk about that shit. Me and Dean got so much to talk about. Make sure you're subscribing to Straight Up. The link is in the description below. The link for the One Football app is in the description below as well. But we are right now with 670 people talking about Fred's medical at Manchester United. The BBC and the Sky Sports are reporting that his medical is going to take place on Monday. The move could be wrapped up Monday or Tuesday. I wouldn't be surprised if his medical was tomorrow morning. United wrapped it up and announced it by Monday evening. But they may delay if they've got a special little announcement prepared for Tuesday. So let's say between Monday and Wednesday, we get our first summer signing wrapped up. It's looking very, very likely at this moment in time, especially with the way the people that are reporting it as well, Cy Stone in particularly. Martial on loan, no. Listen, you put players on loan that you don't think are good enough. These lads are good enough. Right now, play them. Play them. Rashford, good enough, play him. Nick still wants Perisic. No, thank you. Fred is red, says Amrit. We've had that comment an awful lot. If he plays the piano, I'm gone, says Fiji. And any news on Diogo Dalot, says Eamon. Not at the moment, but it's looking like that one could be completed very, very soon as well. Maybe Manchester United are focusing on getting Fred wrapped up while he's in the country and then can get Diogo Dalot done, because, I mean, he's not going to the World Cup. It's a release clause that we've got to meet. If we've agreed terms with him, it'll be a case of a medical job done. So that transfer doesn't seem like the one that would take us that long to do. If we've got players that we're targeting that are going to the World Cup, you Fred, you Alderweireld, and let's get them wrapped up before they go away. If we're targeting guys like Alexandro and Diogo Dalot, guys that aren't going to the World Cup, let's focus on them in a week or so's time. I think that makes sense. Marshall FC all day mush. All day mush. Anyway, guys, this has been a fantastic live stream. I do apologise about the earlier issues that we faced. My laptop seemed like it was going to absolutely explode, to be honest, when I plugged the charger in. So maybe I need a new charger or something. I don't know. Bruce Chris needs to help. Anyway, thank you for watching this MUFC transfer talk. Fred is going to have a Fredical at Manchester United, or a medical, it's commonly known as well. He's going to have a medical at Manchester United on Monday. Move could be wrapped up very, very soon. Also talk about Diogo Dalot, Toby Alderweireld, Alexandro, plenty more as well with Manchester United. Remember, I'll be back during the week with plenty more live content. MUFC transfer talk every single day, Monday to Friday, as well as on Friday, MUFC Rumerator and stuff in between too. Guys, for now though, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to Straight Up Podcast, download that One Football app, like, comment and share. And for now, I have been AdamMcKola. You guys have been absolute legends. I'm out of here.